5, 4, 3.
Brave conquerors, for so you are that war against your own affections and the huge army of the world's desires. Our late edict shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world. Our court shall be a little academy, still and contemplative in philosophy. You three, Baron, Dumaine, and Longueville, have sworn a 3 years' term to live with me, my fellow scholars, and to keep those statutes that are recorded in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed, and now subscribe your names, that his own hand may strike his honor down that violates the smallest branch therein. If you are armed to do as sworn to do, subscribe to your deep oath, and keep it, too.
I am resolved. 'Tis but a 3 years' fast. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine. Fat paunches have lean pates, and dainty bits make rich the ribs, but bankrupt quite the wits.
Dumaine.
My loving lord, Dumaine is mortified. The grosser manner of these world's delights he throws upon the gross world's baser slaves. To love, to wealth, to pomp, I pine and die. With all these, living in philosophy.
I can but say, their protestation over, so much, dear liege, I have already sworn. That is to live and study here 3 years. But there are other strict observances, as, well, not to see a woman in that term, which I hope well is not enrolled there. And 1 day in the week to touch no food, and but 1 meal on every day beside, the which I hope is not enrolled there. And then to sleep but 3 hours in the night, and not be seen to wink of all the day. And I was wont to think no harm all night, and make a dark night too of half the day, which I hope well is not enrolled there. And these are barren tasks, too hard to keep. Not to see ladies, study, fast, not sleep.
Your oath is passed to pass away from these.
Let me say no, my liege, and if you please. I only swore to study with your grace, and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Baron, and to the rest.
By yea and nay, sir, then I swore in jest. What is the end of study? Let me know.
Why, that to know which else we should not know.
Things hid and barred, you mean, from common sense?
Aye, that is study's godlike recompense.
Well, come on then. I will swear to study so, to know the thing I am forbid to know, as thus. To study where I well may dine, when I to feast expressly am forbid. Or study where to meet some mistress fine, when mistresses from common sense are hid.
These be the stops that hinder study quite, and train our intellect to vain delight.
Why, all delights are vain. But that most vain which with pain purchased doth inherit pain, as painfully to pore upon a book, to seek the light of truth. For ere you find where light in darkness lies, your light grows dark by losing of your eyes.
Well, sit you out. Go home, Baron. Adieu.
No, my good lord, I have sworn to stay with you. And though I have for barbarism spoke more than for that angel knowledge, you can say, yet confident I'll keep what I have swore, and bide the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper, let me read to the same, and I'll strict decrees, I'll write my name.
How well this yielding rescues thee from shame.
Item, that no woman shall come within a mile of my court. Hath this been proclaimed?
4 days ago.
Let's see the penalty. On pain of losing her tongue? Who devised this penalty?
Marry, that did I.
Oh, sweet Lord, and why?
To fright them hence with that dread penalty.
Dangerous law against gentility. Item, if any man be seen to talk with a woman within the term of 3 years, he shall endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possible devise. Well, this article, my liege, yourself must break. For well you know, here comes in embassy the French king's daughter with yourself to speak. Therefore this article is made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess hither.
What say you, lords? This was quite forgot.
So study evermore is overshot. Well, it doth study to have what it would, it doth forget to do the thing it should.
We must, of course, dispense with this decree. She must lie here on mere necessity.
Necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within this 3 years' space. So to the laws at large I write my name, and he that breaks them in the least degree stands in attainder of eternal shame. Temptations are to other, as to me. But I believe, although I seem so loath, I am the last that will last keep his oath. Is there no quick recreation granted?
Aye, that there is. Our court, you know, is haunted by a refined traveller of Spain, a man in all the world's new fashion planted that hath a mint of phrases in his brain, and one who the music of his own vain tongue doth ravish like enchanting harmony.
Armado is a most illustrious wight, a man of fire new words, fashion's own knight.
Costard the swain, and he shall be our sport, and so to study 3 years is but short.
Which is the Duke's own person?
This fellow, what wouldst?
I myself reprehend his own person, for I am his Grace's barber. But I would see his own person in flesh and blood.
Well, this is he.
Signor Arm, commends you. There's villainy abroad. This letter will tell you all.
Oh, sir, the contempt thereof, I was touching me.
A letter from the magnificent Armado. Will you hear it? With attention.
As we would hear an oracle.
Great deputy, the Welkin's vice-regent, sole dominator of Navarre, my soul's earth's god and body's fostering patron.
Not one word of Costard yet.
So it is.
It may be so, but if he say it is so, he is, and telling true. But so.
Peace.
Be to me and every man who dare not fight.
No words.
Of other men's secrets, I do beseech you.
So it is, I betook myself to walk. The time when, about the 6th hour, when beasts most graze, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper. So much of the time when. Now, for the place where? It standeth north, north-east, and by east from the west corner of thy curiously knotted garden. There did I see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth,
Me?
that unlettered, small-knowing soul,
Me?
that shallow vassal,
Still me?
which, as I remember, hight Costard.
Ooh. Me.
Sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established proclaimed edict and continent canon, with, but with this I passion to say, wherewith?
With a wench.
With a child of our grandmother, Eve. A female, or for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him I, as my ever-esteemed duty pricks me on, have sent to thee to receive the meed of punishment by thy sweet grace's officer, Anthony Dunne. A man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation.
Me, and it shall please you, sir. I am Anthony Dunne.
For Jaquinetta, so is the weaker vessel called, which I apprehended with the aforesaid swain, I keep her here as a vessel of thy law's fury, and shall at the least of thy sweet notice bring her to trial. Thine, in all compliments of devoted and heart-burning heat of duty, Don Adriano de Amado. Sirrah, what say you to this?
Oh, sir, I confess the wench.
Did you hear the proclamation?
Oh, I do confess to much of the hearing of it, but little of the marking of it.
It was proclaimed a year's imprisonment to be taken with a wench.
Oh, but I was taken with none, sir. Oh, I was taken with a damsel.
It was proclaimed damsel.
Oh, no, she was no damsel neither, sir. No, she was a virgin.
It is so very true, it was proclaimed virgin.
Well, if it were, then I deny her virginity. No, I was taken with a maid.
This maid will not serve your turn, sir.
Oh, this maid will serve my turn, sir.
I shall pronounce your sentence. You shall fast a week on bran and water.
I'd rather pray a month on mutton and porridge.
And Don Adriano shall be thy keeper. My Lord Barone, see him delivered o'er. And go we, lords, to put in practice that which each to other hath so strongly sworn.
I'll lay my head to any good man's hat. These oaths and laws will prove an idle scorn.
Ah, well, such is the simplicity of man to hearken after the flesh. Affliction may one day, smiley again. Till then, sit thee down, sorrow.
Sirrah, come on.
Sarah, come on.
Boy, what sign is it when a man of great spirits grows melancholy?
A great sign, sir, that he will look sad.
I will hereupon confess that I am in love. And as it is base for a soldier to love, so am I in love with a base wench. I think scorn to sigh. Methinks I should outswear Cupid. Comfort me, boy. What great men have been in love?
Hercules, master.
Most sweet Hercules. More authority, well-educated infant. Name more, and sweet my child, let them be men of good repute and carriage.
Samson, master. He was a man of good carriage, great carriage, for he carried the town gates on his back like a porter, and he was in love.
Oh, well-knit Samson. Oh, strong-jointed Samson. I do excel thee in my rapier, as much as thou didst me in carrying gates. I am in love, too. Who was Samson's love, my dear mother?
A woman, master.
By virtue thou enforcest laughter. The heaving of my lungs provokes me to ridiculous smiling. Boy, I do love that country girl that I took in the park with the rational hind costard. She deserves well.
To be whipped, and yet a better love than my master.
Sing, boy. My spirit grows heavy in love.
And that's a great marvel, loving a light wench.
I say, sing.
Forbear till this company be past.
Sir! Oh, the Duke's pleasure is that you keep Costard safe. You must suffer him to take no delight nor no penance, but I must fast 3 days a week. For this damsel, I must keep her at the park. She's allowed for the dairy woman. Very well. Come, Jacknetta. I do betray myself with blushing. Maid.
Mom.
I will visit thee at the lodge.
That's your boy.
I know where it is situate.
Lord, how wise you are.
I will tell thee wonders.
With that safe,
I love thee.
so I heard you say.
And so, farewell.
Fair weather after you.
Come, Jacknetta, away. Villain, thou shalt fast for thy offences ere thou be pardoned.
Well, I hope, sir, when I do it, I shall do it on a full stomach.
Thou shalt be heavily punished.
Then I'm much more bound to you than your fellows are. but they are but lightly rewarded.
Take away this villain. Shut him up.
Come, you transgressing slave, away!
Oh, no, 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 no! Let me not be pent up, sir. I shall fast being loose.
No, sir, that were fast and loose. Thou shalt to prison.
Oh, well, if ever I do see the merry days of desolation that I have seen, then there's some will see.
What shall some see?
No, nothing, Master Moth, nothing but what they look upon. Oh, it's not for us poor prisoners to be too silent in their words. I thank God. I have got as much patience as any other man alive. Indeed, and therefore I can keep quiet.
I do affect the very ground which is base, whereon her shoe, which is baser, guided by her foot, which is basest, doth tread. I shall be forsworn, which is a great argument of falsehood if I love. Yet was Samson so tempted, and he had an excellent strength. Yet was Solomon so seduced, and he had a very good wit. Cupid's butt shaft was too hard for Hercules' club, and therefore too much odds for a Spaniard's rapier. Adieu, valor, rust, rapier, be still, drum. For thy manager is in love. Yea, he loveth. Assist me some extemporal god of rhyme, for I am sure I shall turn sonnet. Devise wit, write pen, for I am 4 whole volumes in folio.
Ignorant, all telling fame doth noise abroad. Navarre hath made a vow, till painful study shall outwear 3 years, no woman may approach his silent cause. Therefore to us seemeth it a needful cause, before we enter his forbidden gates, to know his pleasure, and in that behalf, bold of your worthiness, we single you as our best moving fair solicitor. Tell him the daughter of the King of France, some serious business, craving quick dispatch, importunes personal conference with his grace. Haste signify so much, while we attend like humble visit suitors, his high will.
Proud of employment, willingly I go.
All pride is willing pride, and yours is so. Who are the vile fellows with this virtuous duke?
Lord Longueville is one.
Know you the man?
I know him, madam.
Oh.
At a marriage feast in Normandy saw I this Longueville. A man of sovereign parts he is esteemed, well fitted in arts, glorious in arms. Nothing becomes him ill that he would well. The only soil of his fair virtue's gloss is a sharp wit matched with too blunt a will, whose edge has power to cut, whose will still wills it should none spare that come within his power.
A merry mocking lord belike is so?
They say so most, that most his humours know.
Such short-lived wits do wither as they grow. Who are the rest?
The young Dumaine, a well-accomplished youth, of all that virtue loved, for virtue loved. For he hath wit to make an ill-shape good, and shape to win grace, though he had no wit. I saw him at the Duke of Lanson's once, and much too little of that good I saw is my report to his great worthiness.
Another of these students at that time was there with him, if I have heard a truth. Baron, they call him.
But a merrier man, within the limit of becoming mirth, I never spent an hour's talk withal. His eye begets occasion for his wit. For every object that the wonders catch, the other turns to a mirth-moving jest, which his fair tongue, conceits expositor, delivers in such apt and gracious words, that aged ears play truant at his tales, and younger hearings are quite ravishing.
So sweet and voluble is his discourse. God bless my ladies, are they all in love? That everyone her own has garnished with such bedecking ornaments of praise.
Here comes Boyet.
Now, what it glittens, Lord?
Navarre had notice of your fair approach. And he and his competitors in oath were all addressed to meet you, gentle lady, before I came. Marry, thus much have I learned. He rather means to lodge you in the field, like one that comes here to besiege his court, then seek a dispensation for his oath to let you enter his unpeopled house. Ah, here comes Navarre.
Fair princess. Welcome to the court of Navarre.
There I give you back again. And welcome I have not yet. The roof of this court is too high to be yours, and welcome to the wide fields, too base to be mine.
You shall be welcome, madam, to my court.
I will be welcome then. Conduct me thither.
Oh, hear me, dear lady. I have sworn an oath.
Our lady help my lord, he'll be forsworn.
Oh, not for the world, fair madam, by my will.
Will shall break it, will and nothing else.
Your ladyship is ignorant what it is.
I hear your grace has sworn out housekeeping. 'Tis deadly sin to keep that oath, my lord, and sin to break it. But pardon me, I am too sudden bold. To teach a teacher ill beseemeth me. Vouchsafe to read the purpose of my coming, and suddenly resolve me in my suit.
Madam, I will, if suddenly I may.
You will, the sooner that I'm away, for you'll prove perjured if you make me stay.
Meantime, receive such welcome at my hand as honor, without breach of honor, may make tender of to thy true worthiness. You may not come, fair princess, within my court, but here without you shall be so received as you shall deem yourself lodged in my heart. Though so denied fair access to my court. Your own good thoughts excuse me and farewell. Tomorrow shall we visit you again.
Sweet health and fair desires consort your grace.
Your own wish I thee in every place.
I danced with you in Brabant once.
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
I know you did.
How needless was it then to ask the question?
You must not be so quick.
'Tis long of you that spur me with such questions.
Oh, your wit's too hot, it speeds too fast, 'twill tire.
Not till it leave the rider in the mire.
What time of day?
The hour that fools should ask.
Now fair befall your mask,
Fair fall the face it covers.
and send you many lovers.
Amen. So you be none.
Nay, then will I be gone.
I pray you, sir, a word. What lady is that same?
The heir of Alanson, Catherine is her name.
A gallant lady. Monsieur, fare you well.
Sir, I beseech you a word. What is she in the white,
A woman sometimes, and you saw her in the lights.
perchance light in the light? I desire her. Name.
She hath but one for herself. To desire that were a shame.
I pray you, sir, whose daughter?
Her mother's, I have heard.
God's blessing on your beard.
What's her name in the cap?
Rosaline, thy good hair.
Is she wedded or no?
To her will, sir, or so.
You're welcome, sir. Adieu.
Farewell to me, sir, and welcome to you.
Oh.
That last is Barone, the merry madcap lord. Not a word with him, but a jest.
And every jest but a word.
It was well done of you to take him at his word.
If my observation, which very seldom lies, deceive me not now, Navarre is infected.
With what?
With that which we lovers entitle affected.
Your reason?
By all his behaviors did make their attire to the court of his eye, peeping thorough desire, his heart like an agate with your print impressed, proud with his form and his eye, pride expressed. Oh, I'll give you Aquitaine and all that is his, and you give him for my sake but one loving kiss.
Come to our pavilion. Boyet is disposed.
But to speak what his eye hath disclosed.
Thou art an old love-monger,
Oh.
and speakest skillfully.
He is Cupid's grandfather, and learns news of him.
Then was Venus like a mother, for her father is but grim.
Oh, do you hear, my mad wenches?
No.
What then do you see?
Aye, away to be gone!
They're too hard for me.
Warble, child. Make passion donate my sense of hearing.
Me.
Sweet air. Go, tenderness of years. Take this key. Give enlargement to the swain. Bring him festinately hither. He must carry me a letter. The way is but short. Away.
As swift as lead, sir.
The meaning, pretty ingenious. Is not lead a metal heavy, dull, and slow?
You are too swift, sir, to say so. Is that lead slow which is fired from a gun?
Sweet smoke of rhetoric. He reputes me a cannon, and the bullet, that's he. I shoot thee at the swain.
Thump then, and I flee.
Most acute juvenile. Voluble and free of grace. By thy favour, sweet welkin, I must sigh in thy face. Rude melancholy, valour gives thee place. My herald is returned. Signor Costard, come hither. Come hither. I will enfranchise thee.
Oh, marry me to Francis.
By my sweet soul, I mean setting thee at liberty, enfreedoming thy person. Thou wert immured, restrained, captivated, bound.
Oh, true. And now you will be my purgation and set me loose.
I give thee thy liberty, set thee free from durance.
Oh.
And in lieu thereof impose on thee nothing but this. Bear this significant to the country maid Jaquenetta. Here is remuneration for thee. For the best ward of mine honour is to reward my dependents. Mop, follow.
Like the sequel, Signor Costard, adieu.
My sweet ounce of man's flesh. Remuneration. Remuneration. Now will I look to his remuneration. Oh, that's the Latin word for 3 farthings. Still, 3 farthings remuneration. Hey! How much is your, inkle?
A penny?
No, I will give thee a remuneration. It carries it, remuneration. Why, it's a fairer name nor French crown. Remuneration. I will never buy nor sell out of this word.
My good Knave Costard, exceedingly well met.
I do pray you, sir. How much carnation ribbing may a man buy for a remuneration?
Now, what is a remuneration?
Marry, sir, it's a halfpenny farthing.
Well, in 3 farthing worth of silk.
Oh, I thank your good worship, and may God be with you.
Stay, slave. I must employ thee. As thou wilt win my favour, good my knave, do one thing for me that I shall entreat.
When would you have it done, sir?
This afternoon.
Right, sir, I shall do it. So, very well.
Yeah, but I know it's not what it is.
Well, then I shall know when I've done it.
Yes, but villain, thou must know first.
Then I'll come to your worship tomorrow morning.
But it must be done this afternoon.
Thanks.
Yes, look, stay. Look, it is but this. The princess comes to hunt here in the park. And in her train, there is a gentle lady. When tongues spake sweetly, then they name her name. Rosaline, they call her. Ask for her, and to her white hand see thou do commend this sealed-up counsel. There's thy guerdon. Go,
Gurdon? Oh, most sweet Gurdon. Oh, that's better than remuneration. Well, it is indeed. 'Tis 11 farthing better. Oh, most sweet Gurdon. I will do it, sir. In print. Gurdon. Remuneration.
And I, forsooth, in love. I that have been love's whip, a very beadle to a humorous sigh, a critic, nay, a night-watch constable, a domineering pedant o'er the boy, than whom no mortal so magnificent. This wimple, whining, purblind, wayward boy, this senior, junior, giant dwarf, Dan Cupid, regent of love rhymes, lord of folded arms, the anointed sovereign of sighs and groans, liege of all loiterers and malcontents, dread prince of plackets, king of codpieces, sole imperator and great general of trotting parators. Oh, my little heart. And I to be a corporal of his field and wear his colours like a tumbler's hoop. Nay, to be perjured, which is worst of all, and a 3 to love. The worst of all, a whitely wanton with a velvet brow, with 2 pitchballs stuck in her face for eyes. I am by heaven one that will do the deed, though Argus were her eunuch and her guard. And I, to sigh for her, to watch for her, to pray for her. All go to. It is a plague that Cupid will impose for my neglect of his almighty, dreadful little mite. Well, I will love, write, sigh, pray, sue, and groan. Some men must love my lady, and some, Joan.
Was that the king that spurred his horse so hard against the steep uprising of the hill?
I know not, but I think it was not he.
Where he was, he showed a mountain mind. Well, ladies, today we shall have our dispatch. On Saturday, we will return to France. Then, Forrester, my friend, where is the bush that we must stand to play the murderer in?
Here by, upon the edge of yonder coppice.
Give me the bow.
Oh, God dig you then all. Oh. Which is the head lady?
You will know her, fellow, by the rest, who have no heads.
No, which is the greatest lady, the highest?
The thickest and the tallest.
Tis so. Why, true is true. And your waist, mistress, were as slender as your wit, then one of these maid's girdles for your waist would be fit. Now, are not you the chief lady? You're the thickest here.
Your will, sir, your will.
I have here a letter from Miss U. Biron to one Lady Rosaline.
Oh, your letter, your letter. He's a good friend of mine. Stand aside, good bearer. Moyer to you can carve. Break up this capon.
I am bound to serve. Oh, this letter is mistook. It importeth none here. It is writ to Jaconetta.
We will hear it, I swear. Break the neck of the wax, and let everyone give ear.
By heaven that thou art fair is most infallible. Have commiseration on thy heroical vassal. The magnanimous and most illustrious King Cophetua set eye upon the penurious and most indubited beggars in Elephon, and he it was that might rightly say, Veni vidi vici. He came once, or two, overcame 3. Who came? The king. To whom came he? To the beggar. What saw he? The beggar. Who overcame he? The beggar. The conclusion is victory. On whose side? The king's. The captive is enriched. On whose side? The beggar's. The catastrophe is a nuptial. On whose side?
The king.
No, on both in one, or one in both. Thus, expecting thy reply, I profane my lips on thy foot, my eyes on thy picture, and my heart on thy... every part. Thine in the dearest design of industry, Don Adriano de Amado.
What plume of feathers is it that indited this letter? What vane, what weathercock? Have you ever heard this?
Oh, this Armado is a Spaniard that keeps here in court. A fantasy, a monarcho, and one that makes sport to the prince and his bookmates.
Now, fellow, a word. Who gave me this letter?
I told you, my lord.
To whom shouldst thou give it?
From my lord to my lady.
From which lord to which lady?
From my lord Biron, a good master of mine, to a lady of France that he call Rosalie.
Thou hast mistaken his letter. Come, lords, away. Hold, my sweet. Put up this. 'Twill be thine another day.
Hello! Follow, 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 follow! No, no, follow, follow, follow!
A very reverend sport, truly, and done in the testimony of a good conscience.
The deer was, as you know, in sanguis, blood, ripe as a pippin that now hangeth like a jewel in the ears of Chalem, the sky, the welkin, the heaven, and anon falleth like a crab on the face of terror, the land, the soil, the earth.
Truly, Master Holofernes, the epithets are sweetly varied, like a scholar at the least. But, sir, I do assure you, 'twas not a deer. 'Twas a buck of the first head.
Sir Nathaniel, haud credo.
It was not an odd grey doe, 'twas a pricket.
Most barbarous intimation to insert again my haud credo for a deer.
I said the deer was not an odd grey doe, 'twas a pricket.
Twice sought simplicity, this coctus. Oh, thou monster ignorant. Oh, how deformed dost thou look.
Sir, he hath not fed of the dainties that are bred in a book. He hath not eat paper, as it were. He hath not drunk ink. His intellect is not replenished. He's only an animal, really. Only sensible in the duller parts.
You are two bookmen. Can you tell me by your wit what was a month old at Cain's birth? That's not 5 weeks old as yet.
Dictina Goodmandal, Dictina Goodmandal.
What is Dictina?
A title to Phoebe. To Luna. To the moon.
The moon was a month old when Adam was no more, and wrought not to 5 weeks when he came to 5 score. The illusion holds in the exchange.
'Tis true indeed, the pollution holds in the exchange. For the moon is never but a month old.
God comfort thy capacity. Sir Nathaniel,
Yes.
will you hear an extemporal epitaph on the death of the deer? And to humour the ignorant, I will call the deer the princess killed a pricket.
Pergay, good Master Holofernes, pergay. So it shall please you to abrogate scurrility.
Oh. I will something affect the letter P. For it argues facility. The playful princess, pierced and pricked, a pretty pleasing pricket. Some say a saw, but not a saw till now made sore with shooting. The dogs did yell, put L to saw, then sorrel jumps from thicket, or pricket saw, or else sorrel. The people fall a hooting. No. If saw be saw, then L to saw make 50 saws a sorrel. But I 1 saw, and 100 make by adding but 1 more L.
A rare talent.
Oh, it's a gift I have, simple. A foolish, extravagant spirit, full of forms, figures, shapes, ideas, objects, apprehensions, motions, revolutions. But the gift is good in those in whom it is acute, and I am thankful for it.
I praise God for you, sir. And so may my parishioners, for their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very greatly under you. You are a good member of the Commonwealth.
Mahackley, if their sons be ingenious, they shall want no instruction. And if their daughters be capable, I will put it to them. But be sapid qui pauca loquitur. Oh, a soul feminine saluteth us.
God give you good morrow, Master Person. Be so good as read me this letter. It was given me by Costard and sent me by Don Armado. I beseech you read it.
What, my soul? Verses?
Yes. And most learned.
Let me hear a staff, a stanza, a verse. Léger domine.
If love make me forsworn, how shall I swear to love? Ah, never faith could hold, if not to beauty vowed, though. To myself forsworn, to thee I faithful prove, those thoughts to me where oaks to thee like osiers, but all ignorant that soul that sees thee without wonder, which is to me some praise. That I, thy parts, admire. Celestial as thou art, oh pardon. Pardon, love, this wrong, that singeth heaven's praise with such an earthly tongue. Tongue.
You find not the apostrophus and so miss the meaning. Let me supervise the canzonet. To the snow-white hand of the most beauteous Lady Rosaline. Your ladyship's in all desired employment, Barone. Go, my sweet. Deliver this into the royal hand of the king. It may concern much. Oh, stay not thy compliment. I forgive thy duty. Adieu.
Good Costard, go with me. Sir, God save your life.
Well, have with him, a girl. Sir, you have done this in the fear of God, very religiously. And as a certain father saith...
Oh, sir, tell not me of the father. But to return to those verses, did they please you, Sir Nathaniel?
Marvelous well for the pen.
I do dine tonight with the father of a certain pupil of mine, where I will prove those verses to be very unlearned, neither savouring of wit, poetry, nor invention. Go, I beseech your society.
Thank you, too. For society, saith the text, is the happiness of life.
And, certes, the text most infallibly conclusive. Sir, I do invite you too. You shall not say me nay, talk a verba. Away! The gentles are at their sport, and we will to our recreation. King, he is hunting the deer. I am coursing myself. I will not love. If I do, hang me. Oh, with faith I will not. Oh, but her eye. Oh, by this light, but for her eye, I would not love her. Yes, for her 2 eyes. Oh, well, I do nothing in the world but lie and lie in my throat. By heaven, I do love. And it hath taught me to rhyme and to be melancholy. And here is part of my rhyme, and, oh, here my melancholy. By the world, I would not care a pin if the other 3 were in. Oh. Here comes one with a paper. God give him grace to groan. Aye. Shot, by heaven. Proceed, sweet Cupid. Thou hast thumped him with thy bird bolt under the left pap. In faith, secrets?
So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives not to those fresh morning drops upon the rose as thy eye beams, when their fresh rays have smote the night of dew that from my cheeks down flows. No drop but as a coach doth carry thee, so ridest thou triumphing in my woe. Do but behold the tears that swell in me, and they thy glory through my grief will show. O Queen of Queens, how far thou dost excel, no thought can think, nor tongue of mortal tell. Oh, how shall she know my grief? I'll drop the paper. Sweet leaves, shade folly.
Oh.
Who is he comes here? Longueville and reading. Listen here.
Now in thy likeness one more fool appeared. Ay me, I am forsworn.
Sweet fellowship in shame.
And drunkard loves another of the lame.
Am I the first that have been perjured so?
Oh, I could put thee in comfort, not by two that I know.
I fear these stubborn lines lack power to move. Oh, sweet Maria.
Maria?
Maria?
Empress of my love. Oh, these numbers will I tear and write in prose. No, this same shall go. Did not the heavenly rhetoric of thine eye, against whom the world cannot hold argument, persuade my heart to this false perjury? Vows for thee broke deserve not punishment. A woman I forswore, but I will prove, thou being a goddess, I forswore not thee. Vows are but breath, and breath a vapor is. Then thou, fair fun, fair sun, which on my earth does shine, exhales this vapor vow. In thee it is. If broken, then it is no fault of mine. If broken, then it is no fault of mine. If by me broke, what fool is not so wise to loose an oath to win a paradise?
This is the liver vein that makes flesh a deity, a green goose a goddess. Pure idolatry. God amend us, God amend. We're much out of the way.
By whom shall I send this? Company.
All hid. All hid. An old infant play, like a demigod, here sit I in the sky. A wretched fool's secrets heedfully o'er I. More sacks to the mill, oh heavens, I have my wish. Humane transform, 4 woodcocks in a dish.
Oh, most divine Kate.
Oh, most profane coxcomb.
Oh, that I had my wish.
And I had mine.
And I mine too, good lord.
Amen, so I had mine.
I would forget her, but a fever she reigns in my blood and will remembered be.
A fever in your blood? Why, then incision would let her out in saucers, sweet Miss Prison.
Once more I'll read the ode that I have writ.
Once more I'll mark how love can vary wit.
On a day, alack the day, love, whose month is ever May, spied a blossom passing fair. Playing in the wanton air. Through the velvet leaves, the wind, all unseen, can passage find. That the lover, sick to death, wished himself the heaven's breath. Ere, quoth he, thy cheeks may blow, ere would I might triumph so, but alack, my hand is sworn, ne'er to pluck thee from thy thorn. Vow, alack, for youth unmeet, youth so apt to pluck a sweet. This will I send, and something else more plain that shall express my true love's fasting pain. Oh, would the king, Verone and Longueville were lovers too. Ill to example ill, would from my forehead wipe a perjured note, for none offend, where all alike do dote.
Humane, thy love is far from charity.
That in love's grief desires society, you may look pale, but I should blush, I know, to be o'erheard and take a napping so.
Come, sir, you blush, as your case is such. You chided him, offending twice as much.
You do not love Maria.
Longaville never did sonnet for her sake compile, nor never laid his wreathed arms athwart his loving bosom to keep down his heart. I watched you both. And for you both did blush. I heard your guilty rhymes, observed your fashion, saw sighs reek from you. Mark it well, your passion. What will Barone say when he shall hear faith so infringed, which such zeal did swear? How will he scorn? How will he spend his wit? How will he triumph, leap, and laugh at it? For all the wealth that ever I did see, I would not have him know so much by me.
Now step I forth to whip hypocrisy. Ah, good my liege, I pray thee pardon me. Good heart, what grace hast thou thus to reprove these worms for loving that art most in love? Your eyes do make no coaches. No. In your tears there is no certain princess that appears. You'll not be perjured, 'tis a hateful thing. Hush, none but minstrels like of sonnet. Are you not ashamed, nay, are you not, all three of you, to be thus much o'ershot? Oh, what a scene of foolery have I seen, of sighs, of groans, of sorrow, and of teen. Oh, me, with what strict patience have I sat, to see a king transformed to a gnat. Where lies thy grief, oh, tell me, good Humane, and gentle Longaville, where lies thy pain, and where my lieges? All about the breast, oh, a caudal hoe.
Too bitter is thy jest. Are we betrayed thus by thy overview?
Not you to me, but I betrayed by you. I that am honest. I that hold it sin to break the vow I am engaged in. I am betrayed by keeping company with moon-like men. Men of inconstancy. Now, when shall you see me write a thing in rhyme, or groan for Joan, or spend a minute's time in pruning me? When shall you see me praise a hand, a foot, a face, an eye, a gait, a state, a brow, a breast, a waist, a leg, a limb?
Whither away so fast?
I post from London. Good lover, let me go.
God bless the king.
What present hast thou there?
Some certain treason.
What makes treason here?
I beseech your grace, let this letter be read. Our person misdoubts it was treason, he said.
Barone, read it o'er. Where hadst thou it?
Of Costard.
Where hadst thou it?
Of Donato.
How now? What is in you? Why dost thou tear
A
it?
toy, my liege, a toy. Your grace needs not fear it. It did move him to passion, and therefore let's hear it.
It is Barone's writing, and here is his name.
Orson Loggerhead! You were born to do me shame. Guilty, my lord, guilty. And I confess.
What?
That you three fools lack me fool to make up the mess. He and you, and you, my liege, and I are picked purses in love, and we deserve to die. Dismiss this audience, and I will tell you more.
Now the number is even.
True, we are four. Will these turtles be gone?
Hence as away.
Oh, wow. Walk aside the true folks, and let the traitor stay.
Now, sweet lords, sweet lovers, let us embrace. As true we are as flesh and blood can be. The sea will ebb and flow, heaven doth show his face. Young blood doth not obey an old decree.
What? Did these rent lines show some love of thine?
Did they, quoth you? But who sees the heavenly Rosaline? Dares look upon the heaven of her brow that is not blinded by her majesty?
Why then are we not all in love?
Nothing so true, and thereby all forsworn.
Then, my good Barone, prove our loving lawful, and our faith not torn.
I marry there some flattery for this evil,
Some tricks, some quillets, how to cheat the devil.
some salve for perjury.
'Tis more than need. Have at you, then, affection's men-at-arms. Consider what you first did swear unto, to fast, to study, and to see no woman. Flat treason against the kingly state of youth. Oh, we have made a vow to study, lords, and in that vow we have forsworn our books. For when would you, my liege, or you, in leaden contemplation, have found out such fiery numbers as the prompting eyes of beauty's tutors have enriched you with? Other slow arts entirely keep the brain, but love, first learned in a lady's eyes, lives not alone immured in the brain, but with the motion of all elements, courses as swift as thought in every power, and gives to every power a double power. It adds a precious seeing to the eye. The lover's eyes will gaze an eagle blind. The lover's ear will hear the lowest sound. Love's feeling is more soft and sensible than are the tender horns of cockled snails. Love's tongue proves dainty Bacchus gross in taste. And when love speaks, the voice of all the gods make heaven drowsy with a harmony. And never durst poet touch a pen to write until his ink be tempered with love's sighs. Oh, then his lines would ravish savage ears and plant in tyrants mild humility. From women's eyes, this doctrine I derive. They sparkle still the right Promethean fire. They are the books, the arts, the academes that show, contain, and nourish all the world. Else none at all in aught proves excellent.
Saint Cupid, then.
And soldiers, to the field!
Advance your standards and upon them, lords. Pell-mell down with them. But be first advised in conflict that you get the son of them.
Now to plain dealing, lay these glozes by. Shall we resolve to woo these girls of France? And win them, too. Therefore, let us devise some entertainment for them in their tents.
First, from the park, let us conduct them thither. And then homeward every man attach the hand of his fair mistress. In the afternoon we will with some strange pastime solace them, such as the shortness of the time can shape. For revels, dances, masks, and merry hours for unfair love, strewing away with flowers.
Away, away! No time shall be omitted. We'll be tied and made by us be pitied.
Hello, hello, so cockerel reap no corn. And justice always whirls in equal measure. Like wenches may prove plagues to men forsworn. If so, our copper buys no better treasure. Away! Away!
Satis quod sufficit.
I praise God for you, sir. Oh, I did converse this quondam day with a companion of the king's, who is nominated, entitled, or called, Don Adriano Amado.
Nobe hominum tanquante. He is too picked, too spruce, too odd, too affected, as it were, too peregrinate, if I may call it.
A very rare and singular epithet.
He draweth out the thread of his verbosity finer than the staple of his argument. I abhor such fanatical fantasines, such wreckers of orthography, as to pronounce calf, cough,
Yes.
half, haw.
Neighbor
vacata, never, nay, abbreviated ne.
I know, terrible,
This is abominable, which he would call abominable.
Abominable! You could call it abominable. Oh, Videsne quis venit.
Video et gaudio.
Chira,
Quare chira, not sirrah.
men of peace, will encounter.
Most military, sir,
They appeared a great feast of languages and stolen the scraps.
I marvel that thy master hath never eaten thee for a word.
For thou'rt not so long by the head as honorificabilitudidinutatibus. Do you know, if I had only 1 penny in the world, thou shouldst have it from me to buy gingerbread. Here. Hold! Here! Go to! Here is the very remuneration that I had as thy master. Oh! Thou hast had that and dunghill. At the fingers' ends, as they say.
Gah! I smell false Latin. Dunghill for Angwem.
Artsman, preambulate. We will be singled from the barbarous. Do you not educate youth in the charge house at the top of the mountain?
Or mounds, hills?
At your sweet pleasure for mountain?
I do. Sans question.
Sir, it is the king's most sweet pleasure and affection to congratulate the princess at her pavilion in the posteriors of this day, which the rude multitude call the afternoon.
The posteriors of the day, most generous sir, is liable, congruent, and measurable for the afternoon. The word is well culled, choice, sweet, and apt. I do assure you, sir, I do assure you.
Sir, the king is a noble gentleman, and my familiar, I do assure ye, very good friends. I do beseech thee, remember thy courtesy. I do beseech thee, apparel thy head. For what is inward between us, so let that pass. For I must tell thee by the world, sometime it will please his grace to lean upon my poor shoulder, and with his royal finger thus to dally with my excrement. My mustachio. But let that pass. The very all in all is, but sweetheart, I do implore secrecy. That the king would have me present the princess, sweet chuck, with some delightful ostentation, or show, or pageant, or antic, or firework. Now, understanding that the curate and your sweet self are good at such eruptions and sudden breaking out of mirth, as it were, I have acquainted you with all to the end to crave your assistance.
Sir, you shall present before her the 9 worthies.
But where shall we find 9 men worthy to present them?
Joshua, yourself. This gallant gentleman, Judas Maccabeus, the swain, because of his great limb or joint, shall pass. Shall pass Pompey the Great. The page, Hercules.
Pardon, sir, error. He is not quantity enough for that worthy's thumb. He is not so big as the end of his club.
Shall I have audience? He shall present Hercules in minority. And his enter and exit shall be strangling a snake, and I will have apology for that purpose.
An excellent device. So if any of the audience hiss, you may cry, "Well done, Hercules, now thou crushest the snake."
For the rest of the worthies.
I will play 3 myself.
Thrice worthy gentlemen.
Oh! Shall I tell you a thing?
We attend.
We will have, if this fadge not, an antic. Yes, I do beseech you, follow.
Be a good man, dull. Thou hast spoken no word all this while.
Nor understood none neither, sir.
Hello, we will employ thee.
I'll make one in a dance or so. or I'll play on the tabor to the worthies and let them dance. Aye.
Most dull, honest dull. To our sport away. Ooh! Ooh!
Come this plentifully in. A lady walled about in diamonds. Look you what I have from the loving king.
Madam, came nothing else along with that?
Nothing but this. Aye. As much love in rhyme as would be crammed into a sheet of paper, writ both sides of the leaf, margin and all. But Rosaline, you have a favour too. Who sent it? What is it?
I would you knew. And if my face were but as fair as yours, my favour were as great. Be witness this.
Huh? Nay, I have verses too. I thank Rome. The number's true. And were the numbering true, I were the fairest goddess on the ground. I am compared to 20,000 fairs. Oh, he has drawn my picture in his letter. Anything like? Much in the letters, nothing in the praise. Beauteous as ink. A good conclusion. Oh, that your face were not so full of O's. Pox on that jest. But, Catherine, what was sent to you from the fair domain?
Madam, this glove.
Did he not send you twain?
Yes, madam. And moreover, some 1,000 verses of a faithful lover, a huge translation of hypocrisy, vilely compiled profound simplicity. This!
And these pearls, to me sent Longueville. The letter is too long by half a mile.
I think no less. Dost thou not wish in half the chain were longer and the letter short?
Aye. Or I would these hands might never part.
We are wise girls to mock our lovers so.
They are worse fools to purchase mocking so.
None are so surely caught when they are catched as wit turned fool. Folly in wisdom hatched.
Here comes Boyette, and verses in his face.
Oh, I'm stabbed with laughter. Where is her grace?
Thy news, Boyette.
Prepare, madam, prepare. Arm, wenches, arm. Encounters mounted are against your peace. The king and his companions do approach disguised, like Muscovites or Russians, as I guess. Their purpose is to parley, court, and dance, and every one his love suit will advance unto his several mistress, which they'll know by favours several which they did bestow.
And will they so? The gallants will be tossed for ladies. We will every one be masked, and not a man of them will have the grace, despite of suit, to see a lady's face. Hold, Rosaline, this favour thou shalt wear. Then the king will court you for his dear. Hold, take thou this, my sweet, and give me thine. So shall Barone take me for Rosaline, and change you favours too. So shall your loves woo contrary, deceived by these removed.
Come on then, where the favour's most in sight. But what is your intent?
To cross theirs. They do it but in mockery merriment, and mock for mock is only my intent.
But shall we dance if they desire us to?
No, to the death we will not move a foot, nor to their pen speech render we any grace. But as 'tis spoke each, turn away her face. So shall we stay mocking intended game, and they, well mocked, depart away with shame.
Ah, the trumpet sound! Be masked! The maskers come.
Richest beauties on the earth.
Oh, beauty is no richer than rich taffeta.
A holy parcel of the fairest dames that ever turned their backs to mortal view.
Their eyes, villain, their eyes.
That ever turned their highs to mortal view. Out of your favours, heavenly spirits, vouchsafe not to behold.
Once to behold, rogue.
Once to behold, with your sun-beamed eyes, with your sun-beamed eyes?
They will not answer to that epithet. You were best call this daughter beamed eyes.
They do not mark me, and that brings me out.
Is this your perfectness? Begone, your own.
What would these strangers know their minds, Boyet? If they do speak our language, 'tis our will that some plain man recount their purposes, know what they would.
What would you with the princess?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
What would they say then?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
Why, that they have, and bid them so be gone.
As she says, you have it, and you may be gone.
Tell her we have measured many miles to tread a measure with her on this grass.
They say that they have measured many a mile to tread a measure with you on this grass.
It is not so. Ask them how many inches is in 1 mile. If they have measured many, the measure then of 1 is easily told.
If to come hither you have measured miles and many miles, the princess bids you tell how many inches doth fill up 1 mile.
Tell her we measure them by weary steps.
Oh, she hears herself.
Many weary miles you have all gone, are numbered in the travel of 1 mile.
Fair princess, we number nothing that we spend for you. Our duty is so rich, so infinite, that we may do it still without account. Vouchsafe to show the sunshine of your face, that we, like savages, may worship it.
My face is but a moon, and clouded, too.
Blessed are clouds to do as such clouds do. Ah, the music plays, vouchsafe some motion to it.
Our ears vouchsafe it.
But your legs should do it.
Since you are strangers and come here by chance, we'll not be nice, take hands. We will not dance.
Well, why take we hands then?
Only to part, friends. Press me, sweetheart. And so the measure ends.
Your Robert, what buys your company?
Your absence only.
That can never be.
And cannot we be bought? And so adieu. Twice to your visor, and half once to you.
If you will not dance, let's hold some chat.
In private, then.
I am best pleased with that.
White-handed mistress, one sweet word with thee.
Honey and milk and sugar, there's 3.
One word in secret.
Let it not be sweet.
Oh, thou grievest my gall.
Gall bitter.
And therefore meat.
Will you vouchsafe with me to change a word?
Name it.
Fair lady.
Oh, see you so? Fair lord. Take that for your fair lady.
Please it you as much in private, and I'll bid adieu.
What, was your visor made without a tongue?
I know the reason, lady, why you ask.
Oh, for your reason. Quickly, sir, I long.
The tongues of mocking wenches are as keen as is the razor's edge invisible, cutting a smaller hair than may be seen above the sense of sense. So sensible seemeth their conference.
Not 1 word more, my maid. Break off, break off.
I have an all-time beaten with you.
Farewell, mad wenches. You have simple wit.
20 adieus, my frozen Muscovite. Are these the breed of wit so wondered at?
Tapers they are with your sweet breaths, puffed out.
Will you hear the king is my love sworn? With Verona's plighted faith to me. Not long a bill was for my service.
Oh, domain is mine as sure as bark on tree.
Madam and pretty mistresses, give ear. Immediately they will again be here in their own shape, for it can never be they will digest this harsh indignity.
What, will they return?
Oh, they will, God knows, and leap for joy, though they are lame with blows. Therefore, change favours. And when they repair, blow like sweet roses in this summer air.
Well, how blow, how blow? Speak to be understood.
Fair ladies masked are roses in their bud. Dismasked, their damask sweet commixture shown, are angels veiling clouds or roses blow.
Avaunt perplexity! What will we do if they return in their own shapes to woo?
Good madam, if by me you'll be advised, let's mock them still as well known as disguised.
Let's complain to them. What fools were here, disguised like Muscovites in shapeless gear.
And wonder what they were. And to what end their shallow shows and their prologues vilely penned and their rough carriage
So ridiculous.
should be presented at our tent to our...
Ah, ladies, withdraw. The gallants are at hand.
Whip to our tents as rows, run o'er the land.
Fair sir, God save you. Where's the princess?
Gone to her tent. Please it your majesty command me any service to her thither?
That she vouchsafe me audience for one word.
I will. And so will she, I know, my lord.
Ah, this fellow pecks up with his pigeons' peas and utters it again when God doth please. He is wit's peddler and retails his wares at wakes and wassails, meetings, markets, fairs. This is the flower that smiles on everyone to show his teeth as white as whaley's bone. And consciences that will not die in debt pay him the due of honey-tongued boyette.
A blister on his sweet tongue with my heart that put Armado's page out of his part.
See where it comes. Behaviour, what wert thou till this man showed thee, and what art thou now?
All hail, sweet madam, and fair time of day.
Fair in all hail is foul as I can see.
Oh, construe my speeches better if you may.
Then wish me better, I will give you leave.
We have come to visit you and purpose now to lead you to our court. Vouchsafe it then.
This field shall hold me, and so hold your vow. Nor God nor I delights in perjured men.
Rebuke me not for that which you provoke. The virtue of your eye must break my oath.
You nickname virtue. Vice you should have spoke, for virtue's office never broke men's troth.
Oh, you have lived in desolation here, unseen, unvisited, much to our shame.
'Tis not so, my lord, I swear it is not so. We have had pastime here, and pleasant game. A mess of Russians left us, but of late.
How, madam, Russian?
Aye, in truth, my lord, trim gallants, full of courtship and of state.
Madam, speak true, it is not so, my lord. My lady to the manner of the days in courtesy gives undeserving praise. We four indeed confronted were with foreign Russian habits. Here they stayed an hour and talked apace. And in that hour, my lord, they did not bless us with one happy word. I dare not call them fools, but this I think, when they are thirsty, fools would fain have drink.
This jest is dry to me. My gentle sweet, your wit makes wise things seem foolish and rich things but poor.
Which of the vizards was it that you wore?
Where? When? What vizard? Why demand you this?
There then, that vizard, that superfluous case that hid the worst and showed the better face.
We were descried. They'll mock us now downright.
Let us confess and turn it to a jest.
Amazed, my lord? Why looks your highness sad?
Help hold his brows in a swoon. Why look you pale? Seasick, I think, coming from Muscovy.
Oh, thus pour the stars down plagues for perjury. Can any face of brass hold longer out? Oh, here stand I, lady. Dart thy skill at me. Bruise me with scorn. Confound me with a flout. Thrust thy sharp wit quite through my ignorance. Cut me to pieces with thy keen conceit. And I will wish thee never more to dance, nor never more in Russian habit wait. Oh, never will I trust to speeches penned, nor to the motion of a schoolboy's tongue, nor never come in vizard to my friend, nor woo in rhyme like a blind harper's song. Taffeta phrases, silken terms precise, three-pile hyperboles, spruce affectation, figures pedantical. All these summer flies have blown me full of maggot ostentation. I do forswear them. And I here protest by this white glove. How white the hand, God knows. Henceforth my wooing mind shall be expressed in russet yeas and honest cursing no's. And to begin, wench, so God help me, La, my love to thee is sound, sans crack or flaw.
Sans, I pray you.
Yet I have a trick of the old rage. Bear with me, I am sick. I'll leave it by degrees. Soft, let us see. Oh, right, Lord, have mercy on us, on those three. They are infected, in their hearts it lies. They have the plague, and caught it of your eyes. These lords are visited, and you are not free, for the Lord's tokens on you, do I see?
No, they are free that gave these tokens to us.
Our states are forfeit. Seek not to undo us.
It is not so, for how can this be true, that you stand forfeit, being those that sue?
Peace, for I will not have to do with you.
nor shall not if I do as I intend.
Speak for yourselves. My wit is at an end.
Teach us, sweet madam, for our rude transgression, some fair excuse.
The fairest is confession. Were you not here, but even now, disguised?
Madame, I was.
And were you well advised?
I was, fair madam.
When you then were here, what did you whisper in your lady's ear?
That more than all the world I did respect her.
When she shall challenge this, you will reject her.
Upon mine honor, no.
Peace, peace, forbear. Your oath once broke, you force not to forswear.
Despise me when I break this oath of mine.
I will, and therefore keep it. Rosaline, what did the Russian whisper in your ear?
Madam, he swore that he did hold me dear as precious eyesight and did value me above the world. Adding thereto, moreover, that he would wed me or else die my lover.
God give thee joy of him. The noble lord most honourably doth uphold his word.
What mean you, madam? By my life, my troth, I never swore this lady such an oath.
By heaven you did, and to confirm it plain, you gave me this.
Ah.
But take it, sir, again.
In faith, this the princess I did give her. I knew her by this jewel she did wear.
Pardon me, sir. This jewel did she wear. And Lord Baron, I thank him, is my dear. What? Will you have me or your pearl again?
Neither of either. I remit both twain. Oh, I see the trick on't. Here was a consent, knowing beforehand of our merriment, to dash it like a Christmas comedy. Some carry tales, some please mad, some slight zany, some mumble news, some trencher night, some dick. Smiles his cheek in years and knows the trick to make my lady laugh when she's disposed. Told our intents before, which once disclosed, the ladies did change favours.
Oh, so merrily had this brave career been run.
Welcome, pure wit. Oh, thou partest a fair friend.
Oh, Lord, sir, they would know whether the worthies should come in or no.
Well, art thou one of the worthies?
Well, please them to think me worthy of Pompeian the Great. Oh, for my part, I know not the degree of this worthy, but I am to stand for 'em.
Go, bid them prepare.
Oh. We'll put it finely on, sir. I will take some care.
This is likely to be a good present, Sir Worthies. Armado represents Hector of Troy, the swain Pompey the Great, the parish curate Alexander, Armado's page Hercules, the pedant Judas Maccabeus. And if these four worthies in their first show thrive, these four will change habits and present the other five. Ah, the ship is under sail, and here she comes, the maid.
Pompey, surnamed the Big.
The Great.
That's true. That's great. I, Pompey, am Pompey, surnamed the Great. That oft in field with targe and shield did make my foe to swait. And travelling along this coast, I here am come by chance to throw my arms before the legs of that sweet maid of France. And your ladyship would just say, thanks, Pompey, then I have done.
Great thanks, great Pompey.
Oh, no, it's not worth so much. I hoped I was perfect, and then I made a little mistake in great.
My hat to a halfpenny, Pompey proves the best worthy.
Oh, thank you.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander. Commander. By east... By east, west, north, and south. I sped my conquering might. My scutcheon clear proclaimed. Like I am Alexander.
Oh, the conqueror is dismayed. Proceed, good Alexander.
World in the wind, I didn't know.
Most true, 'tis right you were so, Alexander.
Wind in the well, I've been...
Pompey the Great!
Your servant, Sir Costa.
Take away the conqueror, take away Alexander.
A conqueror and appeared to speak. Oh, run away for shame, Alexander. Well, there you are. You see how it is. You see a foolish, mild man, and very soon dashed. Oh, Matt, you. Oh, he's a very good neighbour. Oh, and he is a most marvellous good bowler. Ah, but there you are. You see how it is for your Alexander? He's just a little bit over-parted. Oh, Matt, you, there's other worthies that come and they'll speak their minds in another side.
Stand aside, good Pompey.
Great Hercules is presented by this imp.
Well,
Whose club kill... Club. Whose club killed Cerberus, the three-headed Canis. And when he was a babe, a child, a shrimp, thus did he strangle serpents with his manus. What? Oh, yes. Quoniam he seemeth in minority, ergo I come with this apology. Keep some state in thy exit and banish. Oh. I, Judas, am.
A Judas?
Oh, not Iscariot, sir. Judas I am, eclipsed Maccabeus.
Ah, but Judas Maccabeus, clipped, is plain Judas.
A kissing traitor. Well, how art thou prove Judas?
I, Judas, am.
More shame for you, Judas.
I will not be put out of countenance.
Because thou hast no face.
Oh, What is this?
The head of a bodkin.
A death's face in a ring.
The face of an old Roman coin, scarce seen.
And now forward, because we have put thee in countenance.
You put me out of countenance?
False, we have given thee faces.
But you have outfaced them all.
And so adieu, sweet Jude. Mary, why dost thou stay?
For the latter end of his name.
For the arse to the Jude. Give it him, Judas, away!
This is not generous, not gentle, not humble. Ugh. Oh!
How hath he been baited?
Hide thy head, Achilles. Here comes Hector in arms.
What is this, Hector?
I think Hector was not so clean-timbered.
His leg is too big for Hector.
More cast, certain.
This cannot be Hector.
No, he's a god or a painter, for he makes faces.
The arbipotent Mars of Lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift.
I feel nutmeg.
A lemon.
Stuck with cloves.
Peace. The arbipotent Mars of Lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift. That Aerobilion, a man so breathed that even he would fight ye from morn till night. Out of his pavilion, I am that flower.
That mint.
That Columbine.
Sweet Lord Longueville, rein thy tongue.
I must rather give it the rein, for it runs against Hector.
Ah, and Hector's a greyhound.
The sweet war man is dead and rotten. Sweet Chucks beats not the bones of the buried. When he breathed, he was a man. But I will forward with my device. Sweet royalty, bestow on me the sense of hearing.
Speak, great Hector, we are much delighted.
I do adore thy royal grace's slipper.
Oh, loves her by the foot.
This Hector farcer mounted Hannibal. The party is gone.
Fellow Hector, she is gone. She is 2 months on her way. Unless you play the honest Trojan, then this poor wench is cast away, for she's quick. The child brags in her belly already, and 'tis yours.
Dost thou infernonize me among the potentates? Thou shalt die.
Then shall Hector be whipped for Jaquinetta, who's quick by him, and then hanged for Pompey, who's dead by him.
Rare Pompey.
Renowned Pompey.
Greater than great Pompey. Pompey the huge.
Hector trembles.
Pompey's move. Stir them all.
Hector will challenge.
I have no more man's blood in belly that will suffer flee.
By the North Pole, I do challenge thee.
I am not going to fight with a pole, like some northern man. I will slash. I'll do it by the sword. I do pray you, leave me borrow me arms again.
Room for the incense worthies.
I will do it in my shirt.
Most resolute Pompey.
Master, let me take your buttonhole lower. Do you not see Pompey's uncasing for the combat? What mean you? You will lose your reputation.
Gentlemen and soldiers, pardon me. I will not combat in my shirt.
Well, you may not deny it. Pompey hath made the challenge.
Sweet bloods, I both may and will.
For what reason have you fought?
The naked truth of it is, I have no shirt. I go woolord for penance.
True, and it was enjoined him in Rome for want of linen.
Aye, since when I'll be sworn he wore none but a dishclout of Jaquinettas.
Aye, and that it was next to his heart for a favour.
Be true.
God save you, madam.
Welcome, Mercady, but that thou interruptst our merriment.
I'm sorry, madam, for the news I bring is heavy in my tongue. The king, your father...
Dead for my life.
Even so, my tale is told.
Worthies, away. The scene begins to cloud.
For mine own part, I breathe free breath. I have seen the day of wrong through the little hole of discretion. I will right myself like a soldier.
How fares your majesty?
Poet, prepare. I will away tonight.
Madam, no, I do beseech you stay.
Prepare, I say. I thank you, gracious lords, for all your fair endeavors, and entreat out of a new sad soul that you vouchsafe in your rich wisdom to excuse or hide the liberal opposition of our spirits. If over boldly we have borne ourselves in the converse of breath, your gentleness was guilty of it. Farewell, worthy lord. A heavy heart bears not a nimble tongue.
Though the mourning brow of progeny forbids the smiling courtesy of love, yet since love's argument was first on foot, let not the brow of sorrow jostle it from what it purposed. Since to wail friends lost is not by much so wholesome profitable as to rejoice at friends but newly found.
I understand you not. My griefs are double.
Honest, plain words best pierce the ear of grief. And by these badges understand the king. For your fair sakes have we neglected time, played foul play with our oaths. Your beauty, ladies, hath much deformed us, fashioning our humours even to the opposed end of our intents. And what in us hath seemed ridiculous, as love is full of unbefitting strains, all wanton as a child, skipping and vain. Those heavenly eyes that look into these faults suggested us to make. Therefore, ladies, our love being yours, the error that love makes is likewise yours. We to ourselves prove false by being once false, forever to be true. To those that make us both. Fair ladies, you.
We have received your letters, full of love. Your favors, the ambassadors of love. And in our maiden council rated them at courtship, pleasant jest and courtesy, as bombast, as a line into the time. But more devout than that in our respects have we not been, and therefore met your loves in their own fashion, like a merriment.
Our letters, madam, showed much more than jest.
So did our looks.
We did not quote them so.
Now, in the latest minute of the hour, grant us your loves.
A time too short, methinks, to make a world without end bargaining. No, no, my lord. Your grace is perjured much and full of dear guiltiness, and therefore this. If for my love, as there is no such cause, you will do aught, this shall you do for me. Your oath I will not trust, but go with speed to some forlorn and naked hermitage, remote from all the pleasures of the world, there to remain until the 12 celestial signs have brought about the annual reckoning. If this austere, insociable life change not your offer, made in heat of blood, if frosts and fasts, hard lodging and thin weeds nip not the gaudy blossoms of your love, but that it bear this trial and last love, then at the expiration of the year, come, challenge me with these deserts, and by this virgin palm, now kissing thine, I will be thine, and till that instant shut my woeful self up in a mourning house, raining the tears of lamentation in the remembrance of my father's death. If this thou dost deny, then let our hands part, neither entitled in the other's heart.
If this, or more than this, I would deny, to flatter up these powers of mine with rest, the sudden hand of death close up mine eye. Hence, hermit, then, my heart is in thy breast.
What to me, my love? But what to me? A wife?
A beard, fair health and honesty. With threefold love I wish you all these three.
Oh, shall I say I thank you, gentle wife?
Not so, my lord. For 12 months and a day I'll mark no words that smooth-faced wooers say, come when the king doth to my lady come. Then if I have much love, I'll give you some.
I'll serve thee true and faithfully till then.
Yet do not swear lest ye be forsworn again.
What says Maria?
At the 12 months' end, I'll change my black gown for a faithful friend.
I'll stay with patience, though the time is long.
The like are you. Few taller are so young.
And what to me, my love? And what to me? Studies, my lady? Mistress, look on me. Behold the window of my heart, mine eye. What humble suit attends thy answer there? Impose some service on me for thy love.
Oft have I heard of you, my Lord Baron, before I saw you. And the world's large tongue proclaims you for a man replete with mocks, full of comparisons and wounding flouts, which you on all estates will execute that lie within the mercy of your wit. To weed this wormwood from your fruitful brain, and therewithal to win me, if you please, without the which I am not to be won. You shall this 12-month term from day to day visit the speechless sick, and still converse with groaning wretches, and your task shall be with all the fierce endeavour of your wit, to enforce the pained impotent to smile.
To move wild laughter in the throat of death? Oh, it cannot be, it is impossible. Mirth cannot move a soul in agony.
Why, that's the way to choke a gibing spirit, whose influence is begot of that loose grace which shallow, laughing hearers give to fools. A jest's prosperity lies in the ear of him that hears it, never in the tongue of him that makes it. Then if sickly ears, deft with the clamour of their own dear groans, will hear your idle scorns, continue then, and I will have you and that fault withal. But if they will not, throw away that spirit, and I shall find you empty of that fault, right joyful of your reformation.
12 months. Well befall what will befall. I'll jest at 12 months in an hospital.
Aye, my sweet lord. And so, I take my leave.
Madam, no, we will bring you on your way.
Our wooing doth not end like an old play. Jack hath not Jew. These ladies' courtesy might well have made our sport a comedy.
Come, sir. It wants a 12-month and a day, and then 'twill end.
That's too long for a play.
sweet majesty, vouchsafe me. I will kiss thy royal finger and take leave. I am a votary. I have vowed to Jaquanetta to hold the plough for her sweet love 3 year. But most esteemed greatness, will it please you to hear the dialogue that the 2 learned men have compiled in praise of the owl and the cuckoo? It should have followed at the end of our show.
Call them forth. We will hear them.
Hola! Approach! This is Hyams, winter. This, there, the spring. The one maintained by the owl, the other by the cuckoo. There, begin.
When daisies pipe and violets bloom, and lady smocks all silver white, and cuckoo buds of yellow hue do paint the meadows with delight. The cuckoo then on every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he, cuckoo, 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 a word of fear, unpleasing to a married ear. When shepherds pipe on oaten straws, and merry larks are ploughmen's clocks, and turtles tread, and rooks and daws, and maidens bleach their summer smocks, the cuckoo then on every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he, cuckoo, 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 a word of fear, unpleasing to a married ear.
When icicles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd blows his name, and Tom bears logs to the hall, and milk comes frozen home in pain. When blood is nipped and ways befoul, then nightly sings the scary owl, to whit, to woo-hoo, to woo-hoo, a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot. When loud the wind doth blow, and coughing drowns the parson's saw, and birds all brood in the snow, and Marion's nose looks red and raw. When roasted crabs hiss in the bowl, then nightly sings the scary owl, to wit, to woo-hoo, to woo-hoo, a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
The words of Mercury are harsh after the songs of Apollo. You that way, we this.